Max, tell us about the guitar you're holding. This is a shitty Chinese Temu Strat body with the first working prototype Tone Max aluminum neck. Look at that. Tone Max. And as you can see, there's some interesting features on this neck. Check out that other decal on top. And you'll notice it has classical tuning pegs, very much an open box headstock. And if you look down here, you can see the whole neck is hollow. Let's talk about a couple of things with this neck. What do I like about it? It's very light. This Strat feels lighter than my Jimmy Vaughn Strat, but there's no neck dive. I can't even make it neck dive if I want to because there's nothing here. Something else that I like that I think went really well was I did semi-hemispherical fret ends. So what that means is the slots came pre-cut from the manufacturer that I had make the parts. I ordered parts from Send Cut Send. So I didn't have to cut those slots. So I just measured every single fret, cut it with nippers, and then ground off the tangs on the end so it would sit in the slot, and then polished and rounded off each fret. And that actually went, this was my first real fret job that worked, and it works surprisingly well. It's got a brass nut. That's just super glued in place. So yeah, let's talk about the cons. I thought this neck would be slightly more rigid than it is, but as you can see, there is a bit of bow introduced due to string tension, which is fair. And it's still a reasonable amount. The action on this is kind of high. It's higher than you want it. But the reason the action has to be high is because of a fuck up that I did on this end of the fretboard. You see this gap? So the fretboard is kind of delaminating up from the body of the neck. And that happened because when I put the screws into the back, this screw popped all the way through and started pushing up on this top piece and bent it out of place, and now it won't go back. So I get bit of crapping out on this high fret, and I already removed the 21st fret because it was crapping out even worse on that one. So again, this is the first working prototype, but at least close enough. And then once you get into this range, it gets a little hairy, but first working prototype. So other cons. The shape of this back portion is extremely flat and extremely C-shaped profile, and that's just due to the nature of the fact that this was a flat piece of aluminum that got bent up on each side. There might be workarounds that I can do later, but it's going to get into crazy territory and a lot of experimentation on my end on bending things into a non-perfectly tubular shape, right? Another con, or I guess con, I don't know, it doesn't matter to me, but the fretboard is perfectly flat like a classical guitar. And that's just because radiusing something like this feels extremely difficult. I haven't figured that out yet. So again, it feels somewhere between a classical neck and a regular, like electric neck. It's kind of an interesting thing. It would be like if a classical neck was so thin like this. So it kind of has, when you're doing like bar chords, it feels great, but then when you can't really blues grab, you can't really blues grip it very much. I mean, I'm getting used to it even as I play it, but I'm used to the exact opposite neck. I have a Jimmy Vaughn Strat that's like a fucking perfect V down here, so your hand really fits in. But this is so different. I think maybe for shredding this would be nice, because for all you Ingvi fans, I feel like it's like forcing you to keep your thumb kind of right in the middle. Except I always end up doing this. I'm such a blues thumb. So yeah, I mean, it plays and it functions. As to whether or not this imparts any tone color onto the guitar, I don't know. I think maybe if the body was also aluminum, which is something I'm working on, it might have some Volino-ish characteristic where it's kind of like sharp attack and then not like there's no sustain, but like the Volino tone is really hard to describe. I've been watching a lot of Aaron Rash YouTube videos where he has a Volino that he made, like a chambered aluminum body and then the neck. But that neck is solid. But this one is hollow, and I've played aluminum necks before that are solid on a Telecaster body. That thing weighed like 12 pounds. This is probably 6, which is incredible. I mean, that's part of the reason that I'm experimenting with hollow tubular aluminum necks is, first of all, the cost of having sheet metal laser cut and folded is extremely cheap in comparison to having a neck CNC machine. But with this, I was able to get like 75% of the work done via laser cutting, and obviously a lot of like little epoxy work and stuff. So I'm very well versed in epoxying, and so that's basically how I got all of this stuff on here. It's all laser cut all the way through. And then I just put some epoxy tape on this side and filled it from the back upside down. And then when you peel the epoxy tape off, it leaves a gloss finish, so you don't have to finish it or anything. I'll see if I can get a bit of gloss on this side on the Tone Max logo too. This was just purely an experiment. And it feels good to the touch. And these are all filled with clear epoxy to various degrees of success. These are going to be eliminated on prototype number 2. Another thing I'm going to fix on the second one. Now, I absolutely love this design of how the strings, the tuners kind of leaf into each other like this. I think it turns out really cool. The problem is tuning instability. So on like, I just notice a lot of tuning instability, and it's definitely because the string is pulling from the very top of this tuning machine. I mean, that's just like pulling it all out of whack. It's usually in a classical guitar, there's a post in the middle that holds these and kind of braces it from this side to prevent that. But I don't have that in this design. So what I'm going to have to do is expand this headstock out a little bit further to make room for a central rod that will hold those. Like a true classical guitar, I thought I could get away with it. It's a classical design for a reason. They understand. What I will say is, playing acoustically, there is a different feeling than a wooden neck, but I can't quite put my finger on it. There is a certain level of resonance you can feel throughout the entirety of the neck that is nice, and maybe it's due to the neck being hollow, but acoustically it's fairly loud. Oh, well. pretty good. I mean, it's not the worst sustain. But it does have, like, I don't know, I can't tell. I think I might just be placeboing myself, but there does seem to be sort of a pingy, like... The pitch harmonics seem to be coming through very strong on this, but again, it's hard to tell if that's the neck or if that's just, I don't know, the spirit of Kerry King and Dimebag Darrell possessing my body on a Strat. Okay, so that's what this prototype neck sounds like. Fixes in round 2. We're gonna make this more stable, and if that means we got to make the headstock a little wider, then so be it. That's going to be first fix. Second fix, we're going to find a way to mount the nut that's not just putting it in place and super gluing it. That don't sit right with me. So we're going to find a mechanical way to add rigidity to the nut. Number 3, we're going to fix the break angle of the G string. I don't know how we're going to do that yet, but it's... maybe it's not so bad. I don't know. That'll be a bonus. We're gonna fix the fretboard so that it can't possibly pop up like this, so that we get a flat, plain surface. And that's also going to add rigidity to the neck to prevent the bowing that it's making right now, which is manageable, but it's not like... I want to be able to dial this shit in like shred mode, if you so desired, because I like low action. And then also we're going to maybe keep this, I don't know, but we're going to work with the decals in a way that's less experimental and more artistically valid. Like maybe we'll do some. I want to go medieval with this, so maybe like some kind of floral thing or like a banner of some kind. Something that won't destroy the structural integrity of this neck. And then lastly, we're going to fix the pocket so it actually fills the full strap pocket. Either that or I'm going to do a telly and do a telly thing. And we're going to fix the fact that I had to put in an aluminum plug here. We're going to build in an aluminum plug so that it sits at a correct height on this end. Probably just going to machine a block or have it machined to dimensions and then permanently bolt it to the bottom. So yeah, so this is the Tone Max aluminum neck prototype. And there will be another one soon.